Now 2 years ago I did the massive mistake by cutting all of my hair off to about this short, and a few months after I started regretting it. So it took a while to grow, but I still got there in the end, and I used the exact same tips I'm going to be sharing with you today. So this was my hair 2 years ago. And now my hair is just past my breastbone. Okay, so the first tip I'm going to be sharing with you today is quite a difficult one to live with, but it's try not to use any heat on your hair. Now this can be impossible for some people because you have really mad curly hair, or you just need heat to live with it. So there is an alternative option to this tip, and that is to use heat protection. I do use heat protection when I do straighten it or curl it, and I use a Tresemme. Oh, it's mirrored. Yeah, it's Tresemme. It's mirrored because I'm using my front camera, but yeah, Tresemme, used by professionals, heat protection, and it's up to 230 degrees, and it does make your hair feel softer as well. But it doesn't really matter what type of heat protection. If you're using a different one, then that's fine. But yeah, if you have to use heat protection on it. But yeah, if you don't have to use heat protection, or you're up for using no heat, use no heat. This actually makes your hair healthier as well, because you get less dead ends and everything. I don't actually know why this helps it grow. I think it's just because it reduces the amount of dead ends, and obviously dead ends can ride up and make your hair unhealthy and can stop it looking long or whatever. But yeah, I've noticed that using no heat did play a big part into my hair growth. So yeah, use no heat, or try to reduce the amount of heat, or use heat protection. Another one of my tips is to try and reduce the amount of backcomb or products you use in it. Now, I'm kind of contradicting myself because I've just said use heat protection, and that is a product, but by products I mean stuff like wax, hairspray, or gel, or mousse, just stuff like that might affect your hair being unhealthy or clog up your follicles or anything like that. And obviously, if you reduce backcombing, when you backcomb, I used to backcomb all the time, you're kind of pushing all the follicles up in your hair, and it can damage it as well, and can cause it to stop growing. So try and reduce backcombing, which is also what I do. I don't backcomb my hair at all now, which is why it's so flat on my head. But yeah, I don't really use any products in my hair either, because I don't really need to. I'm at the stage now where I can get away with not using it. But if you can't stop using products in your hair, then it's fine. These are obviously just tips of how I did it. So another one, try reduce backcomb and products in your hair. Now the next one I'm not really sure about, but I thought I'd include it anyway because I used it, kind of. Haircuts. Haircuts don't make your hair grow. They just make your hair stay healthy and reduce split ends in your hair. Obviously split ends can ride up in your hair, so making it look thinner or unhealthy. And I know that if your hair looks thinner, it can make your hair look shorter as well, because I've noticed that people have really thick hair and their hair looks the same length as mine, but theirs somehow looks longer. I'm blubbering on now, but yeah, haircuts, I don't usually have that much haircuts because I know that hair grows from the root. So if you're cutting down here, it's not really going to stop it from growing, and if anything, it's going to keep it looking short because you're constantly cutting it. But what I would say is cut it. If you have lots of dead ends, I would cut it now, have a fresh start, and then see how it goes. But I don't really have that much haircuts because I'm one of those people that hate haircuts. I think that when I get a haircut, my hair is really, really short, and I feel like crying when bits of my hair come off. I know it sounds sad, but I do feel like crying when I have my hair cut because I think, no, I've grown it for so long and now it's going, and oh no. Anyway, to the point. If your hair needs a good old trim because it's looking a bit tired on the ends, then I would do that. But I don't think haircuts really need to be done in hair growth. So my next tip, as gross as it sounds, is the fact that you don't wash it regularly. I can't speak. Regularly. I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I went through a stage of only washing my hair for once a week. Now, like, it's not gross, it's just one of those things that I had to try out, and it worked. It actually worked. I went about 3 months doing this procedure, and I could automatically tell about 2 weeks later after doing it that my hair looked more healthy and long, and yeah. I mean, it did get a little bit too greasy at some points, but I just shoved it up. So yeah, that's my next tip. Don't wash it as much as you usually would. I know people that wash it every single day, and I know some people can't help that because of just their hair type. But you know, if you haven't done it before, maybe try it out. So yeah, I either twice a week or once a week. It doesn't really matter as long as you give your hair a bit of a break. I think just like get the natural oils to get there, and because natural oils on your hair is actually quite good for you because obviously it's natural, it's from your body, and well, it can help, can't it? It can help your hair and, you know, make it look refreshed. Now, my last tip is probably the most difficult thing to do, and that's to be patient with your hair. Now, I know that's really hard to do because all you want to do is your hair to grow, and when you want it to grow, you're constantly watching it and you're like, when the hell is it going to come out of my head just to make it look a little bit longer? But just be patient and it will be working. It took me 2 years to get my hair finally this long. I had to wear hair extensions for like most of the 2 years of that, but I finally got there in the end, and if it's worth it, then it's worth the wait as well. So yeah, that was my tips on hair growth. Let me know what you thought, and also you can comment on the video, or you know, let me know what you want my next video to be on, because I have a lot of time on my hands now after having a long break of making videos. But yeah, I hope it all works out for you, and I'll see you in a few months when you got your Rapunzel hair. See you later, guys.
Nothing's ever what we expect, but they keep asking where we're going next. Oh, we're just